VOD watchers in YouTube, YouTube VOD watchers on YouTube, people on YouTube to watch VODs. Hello, welcome on into this week's. This is term 1, week 4 in the Marc Brunet art study or art school program that I am doing our week 4, our daily art practice this week. This week's art practice, the art practice of the week. Today is the start of the new one. So this new week, we have a few new things to do this week. My brain's soup a little bit, so I'm gonna be repetitive a little bit, and I hope I'm not too bad. This week we have our normal pen practice, which I think we drop next week. Yes. Yikes. It's a nice warm-up. So we have this one for the rest of the week. You'll see this 4 more times this week. I'm going to see it more than that. We have a new one. This is perspective assignment number 2, which is we're going to bring up a perspective ruler for 1 point and maybe 2 point. We'll start with some basic cubes. I might turn some into some other simple structures, maybe a couple pyramids or something, but it's just simple cubes in perspective for right now. Day 2 on this VOD, which will be the VOD for Thursday, will be a bit more. It'll start with cubes, but then I'm going to add a little bit more and try and get some other funky stuff in perspective as practice. We have male and female proportions. I did this one, I think, week before last. So whenever I was just randomly doing the daily art practices, it's been like the first or second VOD of art, not last week's art practice. It is the drawing figures using the 8-head height, we call it relations, proportions. These aren't really meant to look correct 100%. They're going to be slightly off. They're not going to look as well. It's just getting used to drawing in these basic proportions. We're not starting with what's like the Loomis method, where we start with the sphere, and then we cut the sides, and about the chin, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not going to be anything intense like that. We're not going to be forming, intense shapes. We're not going to draw the muscles individually and in proportion and things like that. It's very basic. It's week 4. It's going to be basic. And then we're moving up the ladder for gesture drawing. So again, we're going for half an hour as we usually do. However, instead of 30-second poses, we are doing full minutes. I should have done this yesterday. However, yesterday was birthday and I didn't want to do anything yesterday. So we're going to try and do something. The first few may be not fully complete until I kind of get into the, okay, here's how we're doing this routine. And I'm going to try not to do just stick figures with a few extra details. I'll try and add a little bit more. As we have a little bit under 3 hours left of this stream for tonight, I'm not sure how far along we'll get. We may do male-female proportions last, so that way if I get through one at least, if that's the amount of time we have left, like, oh, just do one. Okay, we'll do one. And then I'll do the, I'll do the female off stream. I may try this a few more times, just get the hang of it. Or, we'll probably do the perspective assignment because it's new. We start doing new stuff. I want to show it off on stream. Because if gesture drawing is a half an hour, if I have, 15 minutes, 20 minutes left to stream, I really can't go over today. I do need to stop at that time. Just because I got more stuff scheduled after this. But that is the plan for today. What do you guys think? I'm just making sure I have my layers, that everything is saved and good to go. Congratulations, thank you. That is why we were wearing a little birthday hat. My God, I am old. I am rapidly approaching my 30s. Alright. I still don't know how to do the color blend. I need to learn how to do that one. Let me write that down real fast. And coming in a similar vein, I think for the perspective assignment, when we get there, that may just be in 1 point. I did not get as far into the instructional video. I know how to do 2 point, roughly. I think I'm just gonna have to rewatch it to see how to do it a bit better, or more consistently, more right, nicer. Where's my fucking always with this canvas working area, full area on the screen that it's a part of. Sorry, you guys had to see Mudkip's ass. In school learning German. Sorry, I just now had to look up at that on chat. It's on a different monitor. German was I tried learning it for a little bit. It's a neat one. It's kind of close to English because English is part Germanic. So some things made sense, but then the words and the pronunciation are long. I ultimately decided to stick with Japanese just because I'm a fucking weeb. But languages are fun. Alright, let's try and make our curves. I do this one kind of the same every time. I should really mix it up. But I like my sine waves. I think it's... Sorry, this is going to be... I just thought of this. Small little announcements. Oh, is it going to be once we reach October? Oh, no, it might be mid-September, so not... I don't think... not next week, or the week after that. I think it may be week 7. We're currently on 4. So week 7, I believe, is the free week. Depending on how things go, we will be doing some special projects with that. We might be doing some stuff for stream, and we might start to dip our toes in Blender that week as well. So we'll take some time doing 2D art practice and then moving into 3D art learning, or learning how to use Blender. Just because I think we will be able to. And I think what we'll have is we'll be making very basic things. We might making some environments. I think we'll try and start the one I want to do for stream to use in Warudo. So we'll be making an N64 style environment, very basic, low poly. And then maybe we can make a goose if I can find a right reference image, or if I can draw one enough to model a low poly goose with. Or if I can figure out how to do it in Unity, we'll just use the PNGs as a billboard. So it'll be the PNG and it just rotates with the camera. And we could start having the 3D, we have a slight upgrade from PNG tuber to 3D basic model. It'll probably just be some mouth tracking, very basic because it's N64 styled, so it may not have all the bells and whistles. And I'll have to see how extensive the Twitch integration with Warudo is. If we can get some... I don't have channel point redeems yet, because we don't have channel points. Depending on how close we are to affiliate at that point, I may do them... I don't want to do the onboarding, because that might give me ads. And I really don't like the idea of... 1, me not getting the money from the ads, and 2, giving you guys the ads when it's not... We're not at that size for ads. I'll see if I can optimize them to not really show all that often. And then if I have to find a bot that's like, hey, ads in a little bit, and I just kind of keep track and not doing as much during that time. Just because I don't want people to miss out on things. But like with channel point redeems, maybe we do some move camera stuff, or if it has decent Twitch integration, we can get some stuff for viewers added in, like I know stream avatars. Those Lets you have your little... I see some people do it with Pokemon, some other little creature stuff too. It has like the viewers' names on them, or chatters. I don't want to... don't want to have to do it for lurkers who don't want to be a part of it. So people who chatter... I'm going to redo that line. That was way too straight. There are people who just want to be hidden, can stay hidden. Or do stuff like change camera, or change little things. I'll see how extensive we can get with Warudo. I think that'll be a neat little upgrade. As well, I need to make things for stream. I don't think I'll be able to make the thumbnails that I want to be able to make for YouTube videos. I definitely need to make those as well. My basic template's getting kind of very repetitive. I like the idea of the custom thumbnails, and I have some ideas. Like, I know what I want to do, I just don't have the skill for it. But we can try. I would have to skip ahead a little bit to do coloring and shading. Getting all the rendering done. Because if I can kind of get ahead on those while I don't have a whole variety, that'd be nice. Less work to do. And then also, I do need Twitch panels. I need to make more art. And then on off days, I'll see how to make emotes. I won't be able to get any ones from Twitch until I do the onboarding. But you know, some 7TV emotes we'll have custom. Or that might be FFZ or better TTV. I don't know which one's the most popular. I know a lot of people use 7TV. That may need to change. These circles are all kind of lopsided. I use my shoulder more. It's a whole lot of elbow. I use more shoulder. Circles are rough today. I'm not warmed up. I really should not take days off from drawing. Oh, speaking of which, I finished the thing I was doing on last stream. It's in the Discord. So if anyone's an artist and like to show off your work, or is learning to be an artist, want to show off your work in our Park Discord, there's now working channels for that. I also fixed up the Community Gardeners channel, or category, and its channels. So those are working as well. However, I want to get some, just going to call them vanity rolls. Like there's one, it lets you into the artist boardwalk, but I want one that's kind of, that shows you're an artist. You know, if you want the tag. I can also get like learning artist. Just to, you know, let people show off what they do. Little roles to be proud of. I'll show off the artwork here in a second. To get some more circles done. Little rough still. Sorry, I'm just doing a lot of little things to try and warm up the finer details of my hand. That did not make sense, but it kind of does. And these look bad, but it's okay. I'm trying to warm up the movements. Okay. So we had recent, I think it was this one? Yeah. So we did Armuro from the first Gundam. I think I had gotten to somewhere around here, added in more details, finished up the legs. I still don't know if the way I did it was kind of cheaty. I mean, don't get me wrong, this was cool. I did technically freehand it. I didn't trace, but however, I did move it over a lot to check my work. But that is how it came out. Did a little bit of extra shading, tried doing some line weight work as well. I think that's kind of neat. I like that. That was fun. Looks cool as fuck. Thank you. I am quite proud of it. Though I still cannot quit telling myself the way I did it was too cheaty. But that's just me talking bad to myself. I gotta fix that. That's a me issue. Just doing this, add a little bit of curve to him. Oh, that looks neat. Let's actually just straight line these. More consistent pressure. If I had to do that again without moving it the way I did, that Armoro, it would look like shit. I know that for a fact. It was a good little motivation builder. To kind of show like, oh, I was able to do that. Let's keep doing it more. And I think if someone's just kind of where I'm at, do it the way I did it. Move it over. Just train your eye, making the lines. Don't actually trace. Make your edits off the original. So if you tried doing it freehand completely, yeah, I got frustrated. I could see how you would too. Excuse me. Don't get frustrated. Have fun. I'm gonna shut off pen pressure for this completely, just to make my lines. Think you're just being too hard on yourself? That is very common for me to do. Like I am the kind of person that's like, oh, I did this thing. Let me dig into myself 10 different ways that I really don't need to do. Because I even showed Mama Goose that night after I finished. I was like, look at what I did. This took hours and I'm fucking exhausted, but it was fun. She was like, yeah, you should be proud of that. That looks good. And it's like, I feel like I cheated doing it. She's like, no. No. Not cheating. Just be proud and enjoy it. I'm like, okay. My opinion would do great even without moving it much. I disagree. It definitely wouldn't look like that. It would melt. My eye's not good enough yet. I'm still learning. This is all beginner. Like there were some lines I'm like, this looks the same, and I hovered over it. I'm like, it is not the same. I was terribly wrong. But of course, in the program we haven't gone over, anatomy. Like this week is the first week we do the male female proportions, so we haven't even gone over that. In my opinion, that assignment was assigned too early to really get anything valuable out of. But also, for the people who do this, you don't have to follow the outline given. Like, they were supposed to do 5 of those last week. I did 1 at the end of the week as just a fun little thing to do on stream to try. I did not really see much extra value in the struggle. But of course, I could be wrong. I could have been like, a professional may see the difference. Like, oh no, you actually, needed to do that for all these reasons. And me being a scrub, it's like, oh. I don't know if it's a comfort growth zone thing, because that's very much out of my comfort zone. But going too far out of your comfort zone, I don't know if there's one outside the growth. You grow by leaving your comfort zone, but I think if you're out for too long or too far, it's not as productive. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a guy with access to the internet. I'm a goose with access to the internet, what we're talking about. I can at least say it was definitely a improvement to my attitudes towards art. I do like art. I am enjoying this, and I do want to progress and be better. But just something's a little bit different about it now. It's not better, and it's not different bad, it's better different. I'm just very excited. I'm very now eager to get into the higher level stuff. Like I want to start doing anatomy the way it should be done and coloring, learning how to do all that. I want to make some stuff. But I know if I tried to do that right now, it's going to be too far above my head. And it's going to struggle. Now I kind of want to do it. I mean, fix my hat. And for everyone wanting to learn to do something, as someone who's tried to do everything and just kind of gave up on it, this is the point. This is what you can experience as well by sticking to it, feeling the struggle, but still not giving up. And that's an important milestone. I'm going to butcher this because I'm just kind of only remembering it and I cannot describe it perfectly. There's a few, I'm going to call them states, but I'm sure an actual person who's learned about this or a psychologist can describe it better. There's like 4 stages of learning. And I'm going to mix up 2 different versions I know of this. There's kind of like, oh, how does it go again? Anyways, there's a portion that everyone kind of leaves, and it's like when the things get hard, that it just kind of kills our motivation for it. But if you kind of stick with it through that hurdle, you are more likely to continue on with it, or it doesn't hurt as bad, the struggle. Going through the hurdles of, ugh, that was tough, but I went through it. So if you are doing something and it's tough, keep with it. If you're wanting to learn to play guitar, you know the difference between someone who can play... If you can hit the strings, you can play guitar. You just don't classify yourself as someone who can play guitar. The difference between you and someone who you think can play guitar is that they know the right notes to hit and when. When you really break it down, that's it. A professional drummer just knows when to hit the certain drum and with how much pressure. They just know the minor details more. But everyone can do it. The difference between me and an artist, a professional artist, is the artist knows where to put the lines. They know it intrinsically. No, it's not. Yeah, intrinsically, from inside. Like, they know it. I need to reuse references. I can do it extrinsically. Like playing guitar. They know the notes, when to hit them intrinsically. They have it memorized. But if you have to reference tab or sheet music, you know it extrinsically. The only difference is that you just need to learn when to hit them, how to hit them properly, and how to move your hand properly. Those are the fundamentals. You learn the fundamentals. The only difference between you and greatness is just learning. Like how to play the song. When you really think about it, it's fucking crazy. Like, we see so much and it's hard in our minds because we don't know how to do it. But the second you learn, I just need to do the thing in the correct order at the right time, yeah, it's easy. Or it feels easier. It's really tough. It will, it is a tough thing to do, even if it feels easy. But once it feels easy, it's part of your comfort zone now. That just means you grew. So go the things that are a little bit tough and grow your comfort zone. Grow your knowledge. Grow your ability. Leave your comfort zone, goose. Learn to do things even though they're hard, goose. I say because I know the struggle. I'm fucking 28, been doing the things I wanted to do since I was like 16. Pissed away a fucking decade. I think having that decade of experience was better for me. I can value things better now. Got my head better. Got my health better. Kind of see what I want to do more. I'm on the road. Alright, VOD watchers, you aren't gonna know what I'm doing. Because this is a live Twitch thing, but I'm actually gonna go back and play that song again. For VOD watchers, it is Perry Como's Killing Me Softly with Her song. I love this version of it. I think it was Roberta Flack who did the beautiful version of Killing Me Softly with his song. Oh, another good version. It's just a good song. Actually, be like, oh yeah, light line work, baby. Oh yeah, we're doing a whole bunch of manga. I stayed up to fucking all night, no sleep, just practicing. We're gonna draw some fucking godly shit. I know I want to do games, but also a manga would be kind of fun. Oh, we can make one that's like in-game universe. Because I remember the Sonic collection on the GameCube had several volumes of the Sonic comic. At least just the covers, but we can put enough images that you can read it in game. Like the Skyrim books, but instead they're mangas. Fuck, that's a cool idea, actually. Killing me softly with her song, killing me softly with her song, telling my whole life. Demonetization. Sorry. Anyone who's been following the VODs would know. You can look at timestamps or upload dates. I was sick at the beginning of like the first 2 weeks of August, and I'm just now recovering my voice enough where I could sing. My speaking was clear for about a week or so, but I tried singing in the car and was like hitting puberty on every note. Could not fucking voice cracked. I'm finally better at it now. Damn you, sickness. I can't sing, but a karaoke stream would be fun. I keep wanting to do things that I don't have the ability to do yet. I mean, I do have the ability, but it's not gonna be good. I want to do shit. But I might plan for it. Probably not this week, though. It'll be in the back of my mind. Won't be good, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna have the audacity to do it. I'm gonna do it despite not having the skill. I do shit because it's fun. I'm on an oddly up mood. I'm in a good mood. That's weird. Blended. I do need to actually learn how to do that. It's on my list. I keep forgetting. There's a lot of shit I need to do. I just keep forgetting. Move that back down to 80. Okay. Ooh, these can get pen pressures back. Need to skip that song. It's a good one. It's Third Eye by Tool. However, it takes forever to build up. Another thing I wanted to do that's going to take a little bit on the back end for me to do is I use Stream Elements right now, and I cannot get it to do Spotify stuff. I would love one to do exclamation point now playing, and it shows what's playing on the Spotify for people live on Twitch, because like VOD watchers can't hear it. I can't play this, and I normally have that little graphic showing it off. But also to do I don't think we'll do song requests, just because I know of some songs that I don't want to have played on stream. I don't think I get bombed for it, but also I don't want to curate things when I'm trying to do stuff live. But I will make a bunch of playlists, and so people can do playlist movements, or like group vote changing playlists. Like, do we want to go with my regular one? Do we want a city pop? Do we want to have like a jazz one? So if like we're doing this, but people want a different kind of vibe, we do that. I think that'd be neat. I was gonna do streamer.bot, I think it's called. I can also do maybe do it through Mix It Up if I have to, but I think streamer.bot, if that's what it's called, I think it is, will work as well. I know that one will work. I just need to find the Spotify C# API and actually program that in real fast. It won't be hard. I do C. C#'s a little bit different. It's a lot a bit different. But it's basically the same thing to an extent. And we're not doing a whole lot of shit with it. It should be easy. Ooh, this one's gonna be kind of weird. Ooh, let's do one. I go extra on like the fun ones, like the ribbons, the double wall and the squares. I like to go a little bit crazy with these for fun practice to think about. I'm gonna try and do one where it kind of flips a little bit more. So kind of go that similar shape, like this. I need more straighter bit. Not the way I'm thinking of it. I don't know if I can do this without seeing how I'm thinking of it. Kind of, yeah. I was thinking of one where it kind of flips up a little bit more. That seems like low, where it's kind of at that angle. I wanted to do it where it's kind of where it kind of just goes up a little bit more. That kind of shows it. It's a little bit. I don't have the mind's eye where I can't think of an apple. Like visualize in your mind an apple. How do you see it? Nothing. Some people can perfectly see an apple. That's insane. Not me. So when I'm trying to think of something, I have to really concentrate on what I'm doing because I can't see it. There's a few other artists kind of like that. I think Ross O'Donovan, Rubber Ross. Shout out to Ross. Cool dude. It's aphantasic. Not a detrimental thing. That doesn't stop you from doing anything. Just humans are not all built the same. Nice, simple one. We'll do a couple simple big ones. Oh, yeah. That was cool. I like the twisty bits. I don't know why. Doing the twisty bits fun. We can do like a double twisty bit. Always remember to have fun with it. Always have fun with your work. If you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it? Like playing League of Legends. You don't like it, well, why are you doing it? Who gives shit to League of Legends players? Ooh, good sphere. I really like that one. Ooh, I should also make a command for this, a link to the Spotify playlist if anyone's interested. Please don't judge me on my taste in music. I mean, I know you're gonna, but... Oh, good stuff. Nice spheres. Fun little spheres. I'll draw a whole bunch of them first. Ooh, I just had a thought. If anyone's doing this one, kind of this type of exercise along with me, again, you don't need to have the red squares. You can do this on, make you like a 720p page, or, you know, and make them all in different layers, or, you know, this is a 2K-ish file if you want to. However, if you want to give yourself a challenge, don't do your spheres like this. Make your circles and shade them. I'm just doing this just because I don't know how to shade yet. But if anyone's doing this and you are that advanced or you want that challenge, learn to shade and make spheres by shading, not with lines. I'm sure someone probably already thought of that, but that just hit me. Like, oh, you could do it that way. Also gives you, you know, shading, light. You could even do it, all your spheres are on a table and you have one line source and you shade in all the different directions. And you'll know it looks right when, you'll know it's right when it looks right. Of course, you can shade and give each thing bounce light, like it reflects off another, make them different materials and how they interact, make them different colors, make it how they interact. Go crazy with it. I may be sticking with this type of pen practice, even when it no longer requires it. Just as warm-ups to do on stream, to make them a little bit more extreme, and just to get into get my hand working, get all warmed up. But if I find different warm-ups, I may stick with those. Someone shut something and that was loud. And it scared me. Alright, middle wall. This one's fun. This one's fun. I am on the wrong layer. I mean, it doesn't matter. If I wanted to erase, I can't. I use Control Z anyways. Excuse me, hiccuped. Let's make our walls first, before we start making the crosses, or start subdividing them. I'm gonna do a similar. Actually, we'll do the big one here. Do opposites. Ooh, let's do a very subtle one. We only do them very extreme, so we don't do one that's slightly done. Okay, this one's gonna be slightly odd. I'm gonna do a little challenge one. So I'm gonna do is kind of like this one, except I'm gonna have them swapped. We'll have the long one this one, and then I'm gonna see if I can kind of see if I can explain it. I'll give it a little bit. I'm not gonna spend forever on it, but I'm gonna see if I can kind of make it look like for it to wobble or it bends by doing it. I don't know if this is how I do this, or if it's gonna make it just look like it's like a bent piece of metal, where instead of being up that high, it should be kind of like that. I think this needs to be a bit more extreme. Not the way I thought. Probably good for shading, where you can make it look like it, I don't know how I'm going to show this one off. Where it kind of bends. I cannot show, don't know how to show that one off. No, never mind. I was thinking it would be neat. Or like, oh, this would be cool. I fucking cannot figure it out. When your thoughts don't match your skill level. Damn. Like a warped piece of metal where this part is lower than this one, and it bends kind of like that. I needed to explain it. Let's do very extreme top and bottoms, or I don't know which it's gonna lean. Lean forward and backs. I feel like I say it every time. If you are following along or trying to do this thing, you notice I go from light to dark. That is not required for this one. You do not have to do it if you are not that proficient in using your pen. I like to do it because it shows the depth a little bit more, but you do not have to do it if you are not comfortable doing it. Don't feel obliged to do something you are not there yet. If you want to try it, try it. If not, don't worry about it. Ooh, hand is not good enough to do that line straight without being bumpy. Definitely needs to be out a little bit more. Yeah, I like the one extreme ones. Ooh, cannot make the angle right. Do that just to show the angle. It looks like it's one straight line. Yeah, good enough on this. Let's do blue is going to be our attempt. Dark blue is going to be our attempt. Let's try this one here. I think that's going to be real like right there. Straight line's a little difficult. I think here-ish. But I have to curve the lines? I'm still thinking about this, I swear. If you're someone who's wanting to learn to do something, thinking about it kind of like this, obsessively, is a good thing, actually. It means your brain's working. It means your brain's curious on how something works and it's going to try and figure it out. Problem solving and pattern recognition. Our brains work via patterns. If it wants to figure out and make a pattern, let it do that. Okay, so would it be like a slight curve on these? I think it's too much on that one. And this one had to go like the other way, wouldn't it? And then would these be straight? Would they curve as well? I know what I was thinking of. Don't ask me to try and describe what I'm thinking of, or to make it make sense. Woof. Come on, key dial. Oh, we did almost good on those ones. Cool. Yeah, nailed that one. I think those were within error of me not making that X straight. What's close enough? Getting better with these. All right, this one's gonna be the hard one to do. It's very steep. And this one's gonna be borderline impossible to tell where the line is. This one's just mostly for fun. Just because I can't even make the line. Yeah, it's good enough. You know, that one had a lot of variance on it, just because of how extreme that angle is. That one could, a little off, but it wasn't too bad. A little bit more off on this one. Yeah, these ones slightly there. These were better. That's good. Not like they looked wrong either. If I had them like up here, yeah, that's wrong. But like, you really can't tell me that looks like much of a difference. All right, we do cubes. me get this one. Moron. Moron. Not a moron. Oh, that's good. Also, the indie games, what newer games have I played? Ooh. I don't know how new it is, but there's one game called Peglin. It's basically Goblin Peggle, where you're given, you have your ammunition and they do different things, and you have your board. The balls are in different things. There's occasionally some obstacles. You shoot your ball wherever, and that's how it damages the enemies, and it's a roguelike. That one's very addictive. It's very fun. There's a few I wanted to check out. I think people said Fields of Mystery was good. It's on my wish list. I'm seeing it's getting updates. It's an early access game. But if it's getting updates, it could be interesting. Other games. I have not been able to keep up with games recently, and I feel bad. I was gonna say Factorio, but that's not. I don't know if that's an indie game, and if it's not, I look like a clown. Line's not straight. I did have someone in chat. I don't want to say a long time ago, like it was years. It was like over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, close to my start, who had a game on itch that was kind of like a voxelized GBA, or not Game Boy Advance, like an original Game Boy game, the green and black kind of matrix screen. It's 3D voxel. That looks neat. It's I think I still have it favored on my itch. We may check that out. I feel bad for not checking it out sooner. They were nice enough to stop by while I was doing some programming. But I 100% forgot about it. Factoria's indie? Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was or not. I can never tell anymore. Because, like, it looks too good. Not AAA, but also not, like, 2 devs. I don't have people to play with. Peak. I would love to play Peak. The friend slap games, but I don't have friends to play with. Peak, Repo. By the look at Peglin, I didn't understand nothing. As you hit the things, you deal more damage. So it's kind of a, hit more balls, deal more damage, and your ammo affects things like, they do shock damage, they do some type of poison, or they heal instead of dealing damage. Maybe they have a piercing ability, so they go through multiple enemies. It's a cute little roguelike. Voices of the Void is a spooky game. We played some of it. It's getting an update within the next couple months. I think it's supposed to be a somewhat bigger update. We'll probably be checking that out. Right here. Some spooky alien hunting games, always nice. But we'll need to always check the settings. It gives me motion sickness. And it's just a setting. It's not the game's fault. There's an FOV setting I need to change. It could also be my monitor. Still don't understand the story of Voices of the Dark. Oh, you are Dr. Kell. You are a researcher at this Swiss facility, and you just get signals and you find aliens. It's more sandboxy. That there is that kind of story. There's a signal that if you get, it destroys the world, but if you destroy it, you win. But that happens like day 40. Other than that, you just get signals, get scared. I understand the gameplay. But about it, story enough, there is no real story. It's a very minimal story. Just get your signals, sell them off. That's it. Oh, should this one be? Is it more in? Is it more out? Don't skip nothing special. Yeah, the only things that you know that you don't want to skip and that you may do it by accident is some of the random events. And there's also some timed ones that happen at specific times, which they're not. Some are required before the game progresses, so you'll always see them. Some things you may not notice. The only things you may miss, quote unquote, is random events. But you're not gonna miss. Saw some videos thinking maybe I started late about watching about it. Yeah, when someone's super far into it, it looks like there's a lot going on. It's a very slow burn game. It takes a while. It's like day 17 in game, so it's quite a while of playtime before a fair amount actually begins to happen. Some stuff does happen at that before then, but it's not a lot. Don't think that line was straight enough for that angle. I'm doing this one. The roof. Let's draw. Think of it like a building. Draw the roof. How we're seeing it. Kind of high up on it. Looking down on it. More extreme. Ooh, that's good. And then this one's gonna be very extreme. I think it needs to be a little bit more in. I think it needs to be a little longer, actually. Or I was wrong? What's this? Sorry, man. I meant that I'm overcomplicating it in my mind. We'll leave it like that. This part needs work, but yeah, that's fine. It's good. I think I made this one a little bit too close to this one. Not bad. Crab X Dark Souls. Oh, another Crab's Treasure, something like that. I think I know what you're talking about. Crabborn. Same people that did Peak, I think, or same publisher. I don't know if they did the same programmers, but yeah, that's another one I was looking at too. I think it's on Game Pass. So if I pay for that, it is an option. Yeah. There's also some modded games to check out as well. I know there's a lot of Pokemon mods, or ROM hacks, as well as there's a Super Mario Sunshine one I keep hearing about, but I don't know how good it is. It's a Super Mario Eclipse. I saw a few videos on it on YouTube, but I didn't watch them. They just popped up on my timeline, or not timeline, my page, my For You page. Like, that seems interesting. I don't know enough about it to speak on it just yet. Okay, I'm now seeing this in my mind, like how I do the cylinders, and it took me way too long to see it like that. That really makes them look a lot better. I wanted to zoom in. I need to fix that key dial setting. I think it's just the sensitivity is weird. I think I generally have a favorite genre games. There's some that I don't like, but that's, I think, more individual games. You can't really judge the entire genre. There's some that do it right and some that do it wrong. But overall, they're like, that's kind of nice. I got a Sid Meier's Civ 5 or 6, whatever the last one was, on sale. Like, I've never done a real-time strategy game. Actually, really cool. It was fun. But those take forever. Is that close? Close enough for this practice? We're just about done with this one before we can move on. Oh, we can make it cooler by giving it rounded edges. Subtle curved edges. I don't think I need to go out. I need to go, or go in, I need to go out. And that's a little, almost there. I'm almost getting it. Trying to find the right amount that I like. I'm not going to do that one. It's just going to screw up my other line work. And looks like crap, but it's neat. Alright, I think that's about enough on that. I don't know how long I've spent on this one. I think it took too long. That's fine. I like doing it that way. Doing it by hand is a good way to think about it. But I think doing this a little bit more structured. Alright, and that is this week's pen practice. Let's move on to perspective assignment number 2. What time is it? 6:20. Another hour and a half. Let's do gesture drawings, actually. I know this is very usual, and I don't think being very samey on the VODs is gonna be too nice, but it's the start of the week, so we may do it like this for now. We pull up Sketch Daily. So this is slightly different than normal for our gesture drawings. We are doing minutes. So you're going to watch me panic as I try and figure out what the hell I'm doing. But it's all good. So anyone who is following along and wants to do gesture drawings with me, I'll give a second because I need to restretch my back. For VOD, of course, links are always in the description. For Twitch, sketchdaily.net. Get that good back stretch in. Always check your posture. Don't be a shrimp or a banana. Or if you're laying down, don't be a boat. I mean, boat pose is good for abs, but don't hurt yourself. Alright, so my settings for this one here, of course, I'm always using the 2K-ish page. That one's not that important of a detail. However, let's go 10 brush, yeah. On Sketch Daily, I'm doing basically everything the same. However, my time is up to 1 minute. 1 minute is what it says. And we'll be doing it for the same amount of time, which is that half an hour. And because I can't make... I need to find a better countdown timer. He wants to make noise. It won't let me do like 30 seconds or 15 seconds to make it closer to 30. I have to do it in whole minute divisions. Or whole minutes. No divisions. I'm done with your training for today? Good, good. Got your training in. Always good to practice daily if you can. But do always take breaks. Just as your muscles take time for recovery, so does your brain to make the connections. Eat well, drink well. Give yourself plenty of rest. The rest is just as important as the practice and the training. Four, three, two, and I have to give Sketch Daily a second to get ready. So as minute, we do have more detail to add. So I'm going to try and do... A few of these may kind of fail as I try and figure out exactly how much detail I can add in this amount of time. Ooh, that looks bad. That looks real bad. Ooh, that is not that fat. That should be thicker. Ugh. My proportions are weird. Okay. A little bit less detail than that. Try to hang around stream. I appreciate that. These are weird. That foot's weird. It's his foot's cut off in the image. There's grass. These are weird. Ooh. Looks like they make the AOL character. That line's gonna make sense here in a second. You're almost right. Ooh. The day one is not going that well. I'm sure this is like too much detail to what people normally do for these. My proportions are so not great. That's fine. It's fine. Can't see his legs. Yikes. This I've not studied proportion yet, so yeah. Ain't that leg way too thin? Have I made the arms yet? Oh no. Yeah, I have to do less detail, or I'm focusing too much on it. I have to make these more simple. Nope. I do that good. I wouldn't say this is good. I'm definitely not in proportion. I'm adding way too many things. I have 6 seconds left. Yeah, I need to simplify these down somehow. I'm not doing this right. He's not in the right spot. Let's get in there with that one. Try the tablet not comes from you at all. Ooh, how do you normally do it? Do you not do Oh, you rock the mouse? Stickman's now full body? Hey. Well, yeah, but not completing them. That's the issue I need to fix on. I'm doing what I can, how I can. Also, like I said, I've not done the anatomy yet. So they're not in proportion correct. Just not a digital artist. Ooh, traditional, nice. How is this one done? That's too long. I'm not making these the right size either. These are rough. These are real rough. But it is day one. I have not done this. I should have done this yesterday before stream. Or done this earlier. Kind of figure out how much detail I can put in at the time. I'm also stressing a little bit because it's different and I'm on stream with a little bit of pressure. Again, I'm also just talking shit about myself because I normally do that. So to an extent, ignore what I'm saying. Oh, shit. Ooh, Famer, the stream, or the raid, thank you so much. I'm currently doing gesture drawings. I apologize if I go quiet. I am... I just upgraded to doing the minutes this time around instead of 30 seconds. We are doing our daily drawing practice. I'm trying to do this stuff here on stream as I am learning to do art for my game development. Anyone's interested in that, I should be getting that here in a few weeks again once we start getting some stuff done. I developed for the Nintendo 64. Yeah, so we do this art stuff here on stream. I am on Marc Brunet's art school. He has a free YouTube, but also he has a paid course. If anyone is interested, you can use exclamation points art or art school. If you want to check that out, it gives you a link to his cube brush for the school and also his YouTube. How's our drawing is going good. This got very stressful just because it's minutes instead of 30 seconds, so I have to do more detail. And the first time I'm doing it this week, as you can tell, we started with what kind of looks like the AOL guy. But do appreciate the raid as always. I am Goose in a hat. I'm wearing a little birthday hat. My birthday was yesterday, but I normally wear a little paper hat. I hope to get some more hats made. How was your stream? What were you guys doing? Oh, my details are not good. And you may hear me talk negative about my work. That's just how I cope with things. It's always important to not be too hard on yourself. Students of Factorio got the blue science file. It's next stream. Hopefully get construction bots. Ooh, I have been wanting to try out Factorio. I do like those kind of tasky games. But good to see you're having fun with it. I see you on my list playing Factorio a lot. Addictive as crack. So you get prepared to have everything become a lesser priority. Ooh, so that's a good if I can make a long, you can have time for a longer stream game. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Those are always fun. That arm got real thick. Sometimes I do the circles, sometimes I don't. These are a little rough. I apologize for not being that much of an artist, but I like to do art on stream so that other people who are beginners don't feel too intimidated. So if you want to learn art yourself and don't want to be judged, we are here for that. Doing better than I would. I appreciate that. I have been putting in, been on the grind. But this is fun. I don't want anyone to feel intimidated by it if you're wanting to learn. Or just to, you know, try it out. Just gonna call that one good. But after this, which will be done here in 15, whenever that timer runs out, we'll be moving on to doing some basic perspective work. We'll be making some simple shapes in geometry in 1 and 2 points. And if we have enough time, we'll be doing a figure drawing in the kind of very traditional 8-head template, I'm going to call it. I don't know the right word for it. We still got some other things to do, but it all depends on how much time left I have on stream. Call that one good. They're getting a little bit better. They're getting there. They're not perfect, but I'm just doing the daily gestures. Also, if anyone would rather have some city pop playing, I do have a different playlist I can switch to real quick. This one here is just my my normal playlist curated for stream. I just wanted to do something a little bit different, but if people would prefer more city pop, we can do city pop. We have options. I gave her too small of a booty. This one's getting too tall. That's kind of where that image cuts off, though. This arm's going to be a little tricky. I apologize if I go silent. I'm using a lot of my concentrations I'm not used to using. But we're here for a very chill stream, so I try and achieve. Oh, gotta do that one. Here comes simple mittens. Oops, too much on that. Ooh, that almost got getting somewhere. Oh, I had room on that layer. Alright, kind of getting more into the rhythm of these quick sketches. I was definitely focusing too much on the bigger details. More than I really needed to. Really wish this guy was wearing pants. Could finish that one. That's okay. Quite alright. Ooh, back to slow it down. This one I want to do short. She's wearing a wedding dress, and I cannot see her legs. That's about as much as I can actually see. That's okay. We just do what we can. I always like to say, do keep your expectations both to your level and human. Don't expect to do something a human couldn't do, but also expect to do what you can do. Want to add a little bit of pressure? Increase your expectations of yourself just a little bit higher, but not too high. I've got big muscle. Yeah, couldn't do that one fast enough. You don't need to be complete. This is day one. I'm doing it this way. I'm really just saying that for me, and for everyone, but not trying to be too hard on myself. I cannot see her legs because she's in a nun outfit. Ooh, 8 minutes, okay. Oh, for anyone from the raid, if anyone's interested in drawing, I'm using the website called Sketch Daily for this. It has about 2,000-ish images for this kind of gesture drawing. Link to that is from exclamation point poses, or it's just sketchdaily.net. It's a very good resource. A little off in the legs. Little off. Another big flowy dress, hard to see. Excuse me. I think the timer on Sketch Daily is not 100% accurate. It's very off from my the one on OBS. Excuse me, I get some of my coffee. I'll draw the clothes. I can't wait to tell where everything else is at. The looking pose at the left. The few of these, I think they feel like they're looking better, but some of them just also destroy my brain trying to do it this way. That image is so dark, I can't see that. Like some of these look like good, make good meme poses. And some terrible dance stills. I gotta say, knowing that this is rough, I feel very much more determined to make this better for next time. I feel like I'm just gonna be doing this all night now. Like, I found what I must do. I have to redeem myself next stream. Also about poses. Poses are fuck the brain destroyer here. Or no? Hey, I just got that far. No, this arm. How's this gonna cross over? It's not good enough for her body. Which I can't see, so we're just gonna kind of pretend to eyeball it. Not 100% right, but that's actually fairly close for how long it took me to do that one and at my skill level. All right, last one. That's actually not bad. I'm definitely not judging myself with my skill level. I'm very much comparing myself to others. Don't do that, Jet. That's bad. Remember that guy from the yoga pose? Not Willem Dafoe. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. I feel like there was a. Then was there a really good edit? I swear I've seen one. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I really thought that was Willem Dafoe. I feel bad for this lady. I gave her no ass. Some Mandela effect? It must be. Because you said the one with Willem Dafoe. I'm like, and the one on his back with his legs up. Like, yeah, I know. I swear I've seen it. I can see it as both in my head now. I mean, kind of very hippie. Saw that pic today and I was just like, what the fuck, soup is or some. Is there Robert Downey Jr. every time? Oh, that was the last one. That time. I keep forgetting him that time. That was stressful at the start. However, oops. Not bad for gesture. I kind of see what I was getting at. Definitely doing the circles did not help me that much. I was able to get some more in. Somewhat. But I kind of like the AOL guy too. I can kind of tell what I was trying to get at. I see that guy's legs straight down, this one's up, arms are up. I don't remember the exact if they were holding something or what the pose was, but like that's about right. This guy was kind of crouched over. That person was with the arms up. This was like a weird the thinker running man kind of pose. I think those were both arms up. Person was kind of facing back. Here's their back. Arms are out. There's their legs. His hands out in the distance. This looks like they're doing the Carlton. They're doing some sort of Fortnite dance. That went better than I thought it would. That was a neat experiment. That hurt my head. Let's do the perspective ruler. So this here is just simple cubes in, we'll do 1 point perspective. We have an hour. Ooh, we might do 1 and 2. Just kind of fill up time, get a little wacky with it. So what we're doing, we'll just find a nice spot to put our horizon line. We'll go there. So the first line, let's make it kind of off to the side here. It's going up the size of our pen. So in 1 point perspective, we do have the one vanishing point. So we go, of course it's going to lock weird. And then we go straight out from here. Do we want to make it that big? Let's not. Let's make it, let's bring this one in a little bit. And it's hard to tell. My mind wants to go like the shortest route, but I mean to go straight. So it's going to be kind of like that. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Yes. Go both to the same line. Go on connect. Now we set the height. We go straight up. So the for 1 point perspective, the only two, I guess we'll say axes that are not parallel is the ones that point towards the line. So if we want to call this X, I have to shut that off. X going this way, Z going up, and then the Y axis going that way. Because the vanishing point is on the Y. All the ones on the Y will be kind of at that angle. They will converge, but X and Z will always be parallel. Just in case anyone is curious on how that works. And then once we get the first point up, we go ahead and do that. So now this will be on the vanishing point, and then this is that side done. Now, because we're on 1 point, we can't just move this one up just yet. We have to find where it does converge. It's easier on 2 point to do that, because you can have these two meet and automatically bring that one up. You know where it meets. We can do this one like that. Where's my tool? This one maybe slightly off because I am still kind of doing it like that. Okay, we'll keep it on the soft one. As you can see, slightly off, so it won't meet perfectly, but it's okay. And if you're just wanting to do kind of character design art, perspective's a good skill to have no matter what, but also, you know, not the most necessary. However, if you're doing kind of scenes, this is good for the only thing I can think of is kind of like that manga, the classroom scene. Kind of a smaller, closer, not giant cityscape. You see that? And without it, oh, it was on the wrong layer. Fucking course I was. F. Let's go back and undo that. That's fine. That gives me a chance to fix that. Tripping? Are you tripping? I'm not the best teacher. As you can tell, I'm not highly skilled, but if anyone does have any questions, I'd answer what I can. And I need to make a panel for it, but if anyone is curious, I'm using a Huion Canvas 22, not the Pro, just the regular, and the Canvas Key Dial Mini, and this is in Clip Studio Paint. Not EX. I did not pay for the big boy license. It's like that dragon illusion. Perspective does play that trick on your eye. It'll be a bit more visible once I erase some of the backing lines. F did that again. What do you mean that's on that layer? Am I dumb? This layer. Okay. And I will occasionally make that kind of mistake where I'm on the wrong layer. I mean, it's not a dire thing for this one. You know, it's just cubes. But I do kind of want to show it off without the grid lines. I also need to practice, you know, not being on the wrong layer. The beginner mistakes are okay. This is no pressure. Also, give me a chance to make it look right a little bit better. These connect parallel. Slightly off, but that's fine. So now that cube is in perspective. You can really tell if I get rid of the lines we would not be able to see. I won't completely get rid of them. I'll leave them to still suggest shape. I like to do that on the warm-ups when I do cylinders. We used to do cylinders last week. Where the lines you couldn't see, I do just kind of fade out. This thing is not going to happen. Light work? Yeah. Light work would make it a whole lot better. But you can really reach a certain point without doing shading. It's kind of like how when I did the my warm-ups, where we do the spheres, like that does suggest shape very well. You can kind of tell how white it gets, and how thick it is. But if you were to do shading and that kind of light work, it makes it look better. So we have a cube kind of sitting, the horizon line is that way. Looks good, and you can add things next to it by keeping these lines at that point. So let's say, whoops. So we want to go here, let's add a cube, or more of a rectangle underneath. That's when I will actually bring that line back, that portion of it. Let's go connect these here. Now let's go down. And these will be parallel, so we can not have to worry about moving that line just yet. Bring this down. And now that we have these 2 points, you can just realign along there. Bring that down to the correct one. This is where my eye gets confused sometimes. I'll put it on the wrong line, so it's always important to remember where it's supposed to connect to, because you could easily bring it down too far, and that breaks it. When I do 2-point perspective, when I used to practice it a little bit more, I did that mistake all the time. So when you have a lot of vanishing points, With all the lines on the screen at once, it gets a little confusing. But once you can get it... F, I did it again. Every time, man, every time. Let's connect a little bit more. We're gonna go down. And goes down. And then these are parallel. Nope, bring that back. I keep forgetting what buttons are what on my key dial. Gotta go towards the middle. Back on that layer. Bring down this edge. Bring down this edge. Ooh. That looks a little strange because it's on the same one, but it's okay. That's not gonna make or break the image. So now let me get rid of the ones that we, again, kind of wouldn't see, but still just there, so it suggests the full shape. And I make mistakes on this kind of as well. If I'm not too careful. I'll delete the wrong line. And then this one we would not see. Unless we were to make it not attached, but shorter. But still kind of, or still in perspective, but not as high. If we were to make it shorter, have that gap. Now if you kind of zoom out, you know what, we'll make this a full piece kind of thing. Where it's not two separate things, but one whole item. Still just a little bit from that, okay. And also these lines can kind of help you with that, with doing some of that shading work too. There's a nice angle if you want to shade along that, so you kind of know where the cutoff would be. And there we go, that's kind of like a T-block shape. It's all together and in perspective, and it works. And you could do the same thing going up, but I am kind of close to the horizon line. When you cross this, it does look strange. Because it's slight distortion. You wouldn't see the top or the bottom. So instead you would just have kind of the outside lines, the ones that connect. It'd look kind of oops, let me turn that off. It kind of looked like that. You only see the two sides. You'd see two faces, not no top, no bottom. Let's go ahead and add. Let's try adding another cube over here. But we'll do this one a bit closer. I'm moving the handles in. It does nothing besides I use the points kind of on these edges to make sure everything lines up. But you can put those literally anywhere. I just do it so I remember where I'm working at. Let's do... Oh, let's make a box and then turn it into a different shape. We'll kind of chisel it out. We'll make this one real up here. Then real back here. A nice long piece. I'm gonna try and do the line work quick, but I don't want to rush it. And let's go... I feel like I'm more going down. Oh, this would be very tall, but trying to do a long piece like that on both would be a neat little demonstration. Pass, gonna clean that up. These connect, so I can go parallel. Oops. Don't have to move the lines just yet. we'll do this and then move over to 2-point for tonight. Is that going to be cat eye perspective? Not quite. Fisheye is 4-point perspective. That gets into very curved. That's just it's still 1 point. It doesn't change the perspective on it. It's just slightly distorted. You'd have the same thing if you have two, or it would be the same type of distortion, but it's just, a still distorted image of if you had 2 points and they're very far off, or if you were kind of working weird near the horizon line. Perspective does have some weirdness to it. Oops. If it was fisheye, it would have a oh no, we kind of have a curve. So we would do kind of the very curved type of distortion on it. But these ones here would still be straight. You just wouldn't see top or bottom. Perspectives above 3, so 4, 5 point, are absolutely crazy. That's how you get the camera view when the anime protagonist is about to go insane, and it's just like nose in the middle, very curved, very oddly distorted. That would be the fisheye. That's 4 point. I did see some at 5 point perspective. I don't want to attempt thinking about that, but it would be a fun challenge, which I think is going to be a task either sometime this term. I am on later again. Oopsies. Either this term or next term. I think it's a term 2 one. I think I need to adjust. No, we're not starting. That's where I have to adjust. I should really zoom in to make these lines. That's fine how it is. And then, ooh, from here, I'm going to prep some lines real fast. Just a little extra guide points for me. It's kind of let's split this in half, somewhat, or let's attempt to. And because I am using, excuse me, because I am using the rule, because I am using the perspective ruler, Clip Studio Paint does keep it where you kind of get all your axes straightened, which is a nice help, because this would also be in perspective. That helps divide it in perspective. I want to draw this at a different angle than what I'm getting. Let's divide this in half, because then I can freehand the other ones. That's not going to be a huge issue. And because I have this ruler on, it wouldn't matter if I want to split it here and then just follow the lines in perspective, and it keeps it. So if I wanted it like that, as long as those lines connect, you're still in perspective, you're still good. You don't have to worry about doing correct divisions the entire way through. Kind of got this one off a little bit. There we go. So let's do back on this layer. I'm going to turn this one down. Is that the blue markings? Yeah, we'll turn that down as well. So here we'll do it in pink. Let's take... Ooh. You go this way. Oops, I need on the line. Nope. On the line. I need to make the base. Just saw people working with fisheye. How they make little cubes for every part of the circle. It's fucking crazy. Because I have that split. I go right down that middle. And then let's turn off my perspective ruler so I don't have that. There's a way to turn off this snapping. I think it's one of these buttons here. Snap special ruler. Snap ruler. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to keep turning those on and off. I'll forget. I'm blind. Didn't look like curved like you showed. Oh, oh. My mind's blank right now. I'm trying to think of the words. Didn't have the, oh, maybe 4? No, is it 5 then? There's kind of a special grid where it's done like the terrible drawing of it, where it's kind of like a sphere divided in. And then if you go across that horizon line, you do it like, you know, connect it like this, that would have the curve to it. That may be called 5 point then. Oh no, lost my color. I may have just had the term wrong. That would be my B. Yeah, I'm on the right layer. Then we go ahead and remove the ones that I don't need, but I'll keep kind of faint to suggest the full shape. Clean up that line. And with that, there you go. You now have this kind of triangle-ish pyramid long rectangle in perspective. Oops. Go ahead and get rid of the fake bounding box. And there it is, and it's in perspective. And that's how these points work. Make folder. Hold 1 point. Or those kind of should be on the same plane, but it looks like this one's a little bit higher. Definitely shading fixes that. Kind of looked like some metal or rock ball that was exploding. Ooh. I think there may be several different ways of setting it up. Again, I'm not sure about the advanced one. Oh yeah, 3-point in kind of fisheye. It's crazy. Like if you were to do from here, here, and then the sides, I'll give it that weird curve shape. 2 points. We will lock that so I can't use it. Layer. Perspective ruler 2 point. No fisheye, because I am not going to attempt that. Let's go and do... Ooh, let's do a high one. So we're kind of looking up at something that's floating. And we'll put these slightly off the screen. And we'll make the top part first. We'll do that one. How does this look? Yes, you are my zoom. Still willing to try it. Don't have any interest in working on your shapes. Hey, do both. Go ahead and attempt to do insane perspective by using your shapes. You don't want to, if one's too boring, add the little challenge to it. I want to avoid having these lines intersect on the middle. That's fine. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Kind of pull things away. So first one I'm doing is the top. So this one's going to be the lines that we do erase. It's going to look slightly off as I'm making it, because I'm going to go downward. So the way you're probably looking at it is, like, if this is the top, it looks like it has a weird bend in it. But if you can kind of get your eye to see, it goes, oops. Like that. Now we have... This is where my eyes starts to get confused. We have this point. We need to move the back one here. This is why I like using the handles. So I can kind of point it on the inside. And then this one. Because this is the... balls. I keep doing that. Easy fix, though. Easy fix. Okay. I'm going to take the ruler. If we want to call it... This should be the front. And this would be the back. We are working on back L, back R. So we're working on back right. We'll drag that down. Let me get rid of the directional text. So we're on back. And then, no, F. That is an issue sometimes of grabbing the, the wrong handles. Cause your image to go crazy. Or cause the rulers to go crazy. I want those a little bit high up because that's where the pen is. Went all in on character design for now. Gotta work on clothes, face, and hair for real. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with doing... With kind of, I don't want to say mastering, but putting all your focus into one thing. There's nothing wrong with that. For some people, they want to do just landscapes, so, you know, they'll need the a lot of perspective and stuff like that. But if you're doing just character stuff where it's all flat reference images, yeah, you don't have to worry about it too much. You kind of build up your other skills, get used to it, and then work your way into something different. Okay, we have that. There's so many lines. Damn it. Connect this down to this line. Move that over. Back to perspective ruler. We move this one. So our front line, what we're going to call it. And that connects to this one. These lines connect. Are you kind of seeing it a little bit more? I know it's kind of strange. Where I'm seeing it the way it's supposed to be is again like this. But if you are kind of seeing it as a... Oh, I gotta get my eye to do it. Like that. But nope, you're supposed to be that. Perspective's weird. It really messes with the eye. Because at this back line, we also could have done this. Then I need to move... Oh, no, my rulers. This line down. That connects in the back. Then we have one last line to connect. Go back up here. Make sure. I'm paranoid. I'm going to zoom in to get it right. Sometimes they do get off. As you can see, it is a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it. Break it down with designs, showing perspectives and shapes. Can do real cool backgrounds. Yeah. Also, you can do character illustrations instead of just flat T-poses. Gives you a chance to show off more expression for your characters. Just because it's mostly used for one thing doesn't mean you have to abandon the first one. Right, cube. Kind of seems weird. Kind of depends on how you look at it. Like that. Like that. So let's fix up that so you can kind of see how two-point perspective works. I fucked that up immediately. I have the same problem where I can't get my eye to focus on the correct direction until I start getting the right line. And of course, this helps when you, or this helps if you add shading. And then kind of some sort of light where you see the directionality a bit better. But that is our cube as it's kind of hovering above us. And we're looking at it up. Or if we say this is kind of like a Mario game. We got a question block. I'm going to add... I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to do a different line. I'm going to try and keep these lines the same, where this one's going to be the one closer to the left of the frame, and then these ones are going to be the one on the right. Gotta go to sleep and lock in with art tomorrow. Good, good, good. That sounds like some good motivation. Get some good rest and get ready to do some good stuff tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. Look, fishy training. Thank you. I'm just going to do just a few more things in perspective. Now it'll be done for what I do on stream. I may show off other stuff that I do off stream in the Discord if anyone's interested, if you're doing the same. I'm going to make one real close to the edge here. I'm going to go kind of show off a little bit of some extreme lines. I don't want these to be the same. Or, yeah. I don't want edges on the same line where they're kind of parallel with each other. It's not wrong to do it that way. It's just it'll be harder on me right now. Okay, so we draw the base first. Go up. Now we have we can move two lines now. We can move the one that goes towards the left, the one that goes towards the right. I'm holding that pen's position weird. And even, we could move the one on the other side. Almost can. Once we go up from here, kind of form the rest of that outline. Do that. Connect there. Now we can move the rest of them. Ooh. Okay, I don't think I'm going to intersect with it. I was afraid of clipping into that one. Damn. Every time. It's fun, so I don't mind. Basic perspective drawing is just really fun. If you like doing some weird shapes, if you're into MC Escher paintings, where you want to make stuff look a little trippy, this is how you do it. And we'll make that kind of tall. Again, we'll just start with this, all that back right line. Back to our perspective. Go ahead and move the ones to the on the right, and also in the back. If you need to draw a compass for yourself, always make sure you have what you need. If you need to change a color or kind of write those directional markings, ooh, yeah, let's do that. Let's have that intersect. So we can kind of make it look cool. Go back to our lines. Now we have the one that goes across the front. And then the one that goes across the left. And with these, we can finish up, connect everything. Slightly off. Not enough for me to really worry about. Too much. So everything still meets where it needs to. It's just, yeah, that's fine. Let's go and clean up these lines because it is both above and below the horizon line. We will have to get rid of more faces than we usually do, or kind of hide them. In order to completely get rid of them, I like having the suggestion, so you can kind of see how the shapes work. But those are these cubes shapes in 2-point perspective. And the way it works is similar to the 1-point perspective, where let's call this one X, goes that way. Z that runs top to bottom, and then Y, which runs across. Compass is a little off. We'll call it the compass. Because we have 2 dots on the horizon line at a certain location. The parts that run to it will shorten as it approaches. So on the X, it runs parallel to the horizon line, so it will shorten up. And then, of course, to the Y, as they're the three-dimensional thinking is what's screwing me up. But Z will always be parallel. Will be parallel lines, because that's not where the points lead to. As there's no vanishing point up here. It's along this line. So as it approaches this line, on these axes, to do a 3-point, it's the exact same thing, but we'll have one up here. And then, let's put this on like this. I'll have one up here. And then these lines will run shortened, as well as these ones to this. Lines to this dot will run shortened. Lines to that dot will run shortened. And then the ones up here. That's how you get, when you see buildings drawn like this, and they kind of shrink in on this side, and it looks like they thin up. That's why. It's because it's in 3-point. It would kind of look like that. Not perfect, but that's kind of the idea. And it's like, if you're standing here, kind of looking up at it. That's the best description I can give for it. Oops, let me get rid of Get of these. We'll kind of just show these off a little bit, and I think I'm going to end it here on stream for today, just because I don't have that much time. About 15 minutes. Yeah, we could do another shape, but actually, you know what? I could. Oh, do we want to try doing a 3-point? We could. We completely could. Ooh, a little tough, but you know what? We'll try it. We'll try 3-point in 15 minutes. We're going a little extra on our assignments today. So we'll go layer, perspective ruler. We'll do 3-point. So 3-point, as you notice, the top point is very gone. That's because the closer to the points you get, the more distorted it is. So like if I were to have it lower, it would kind of, it'd be weird. That's why on the last one as well, I had these kind of off to the side. Fixes up the angles a little bit. Let's get this tilted a little bit, actually. Let's give that a little something. We'll put a little spice on it. And one thing to always watch is the horizon line. Where even with the 3 points, if you have it go above and below, you would still just see 2 sides. So let's look at it from below. And then let's move this one here. And we have to have, we can, in Clip Studio Paint, we could make 2 more coming off of our upper point, our upper vanishing point, to complete this line. Or yeah, to complete these so we kind of see it more, but that'd be a lot of lines for me to check and then to make sure are straight or where they need to be and to not try and get confused. So just to be a little bit easier on myself, we'll just stick with 2. Make it a little wide. We'll make it kind of stubby. I do need to zoom in. This is actually a little large, but... So let's go ahead and complete our top. And then we'll go ahead and give it a little, some depth. Let's go here. Now we can't just copy it and go over here and make a line parallel or go down, make it parallel. Because we have 3, we do have to follow the rest of them. But because we have 3, we can follow the rest of them, and it makes the shape for us. So we know that all the lines run the correct way. And now that we have... Every time. Why do I keep doing that? I'm not paying attention. It's not that important for me to not be on the right layer at the moment, as I am just doing the practice however I want to show it with and without the lines. But if I was doing an actual piece, I would be very upset if I did it in the wrong layer. Let's go and get that one done. Go back to our perspective ruler. I don't have to do it that way, but I will. Track this down. And then on the same side, we bring this down. Before we do anything else, I will have to bring this down to here, because that connects here. That's done. So I take this one. Now, of course, they're out of sight. I'll connect it to this one. And then I'll take this one, connect it here. We'll go back to here. This will connect and go down and then over. And now we can take our final one and move it down to the right spot. And that gives us the rest of the shape. Almost the rest of the shape. I forgot about this one. I lose count. Oops. Make sure the right layer. Problem with following the special ruler. Sometimes it doesn't get the direction you want to go. Great. And there's that shape. Let me go ahead and quickly clear this out. We'll use a larger brush. Thank you, Keydell and Mini, for just freaking out the zoom. I gotta fix that. I say it like every time. So I try and remember. I do need to fix that. I promise I'm not neglecting it. Go and delete the sides that we won't be able to really see. But still just have to suggest, as always, when doing these basic ones. And there is a cube-ish shape in 3-point. And of course, in 3 points, as it goes to the points, the ones that are along with that axis, they don't run parallel, they will converge to the converging point. These converging lines will converge at that point in all directions. Nothing runs parallel. In this way, if you wanted to do a big cityscape, or if you had, you know, your street and then all buildings along the side, if you want to kind of do like a big street. Excuse me. That's very bad. Yeah, you had your big street, say this is one way, that's that way, and you have buildings up here. You have buildings run along that way. Another side here. You have buildings that run along this way. And then connects. Very not, you know, very awkward look. That's your street. These are your buildings. This is kind of how you get that view. You would go this way. It'll kind of look like that. Got the rough description, but you get what I'm saying. Where if you kind of want to do like that, you know, this is your street, or however, and that's how you do that. That's what that's for. Just don't need to be doing this. And that's how you kind of set these up, and they're will always be right, more or less, by using these grid lines. Helps you can set up the perspective, and then make sure everything's right. So that way it doesn't seem like you know, if you have some things in perspective, then you're at a straight line somewhere. It doesn't look like it has an awkward bend in it, or it doesn't look like it's very distorted. Or if you want the distortion look, I'd say get that by pushing things to the extreme. Last little bit. Like if you want a super distorted image like this, we kind of want the perspective to look super wonky. Kind of push things like this. And put the points here. You know, kind of have that base, and then bring this one up, and it looks a little weird. Or push them even closer together. Things start to look very off. I think a super wide does the same kind of thing. Anyways, I'll leave that here. I do need to go and make some dinner. Thank you guys for being here. And again, if you're still here from the raid, thank you so much. I will definitely leave the link to a little shout out to Vanimer in the description for YouTube. I am recording for VOD. So any YouTube watchers want to go check them out too, I recommend. Definitely recommend. Of course, everyone here, thank you so much for lurk, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful lurk. I hope you guys are enjoying. Where's my mouse? My grid lines don't work. Delete that. All right, yeah. These ones look good. I like this. These are fun. I will be streaming next on Thursday, starting at 3 p.m. CST. At that point, I'll have done more of this. We'll have had a little bit more practice, so our Our gesture drawings don't look like that. And I did not do as much art as I was hoping to today on stream. I did finish up SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman on GameCube. That took 3 streams. I was doing those after art. I need to figure out something new for after art. You know, for the stuff I decided to do on stream. If we have a little bit extra time, or if I go for a little bit longer or whatnot, I do like to do some extra games. I think next I'll be bringing out the N64 and doing something on that. Of course, yeah, I think a basic one, it'll take a while, will be Ocarina of Time. Maybe. I gotta check my my collection, but I think a fair amount of my collection's like Hockey 97, Madden 99, or games like those. Like, I don't play sports games. Why do I have these? They're hand-me-downs. I wasn't born then. Somewhat. I wasn't conscious. I wasn't cognizant at the time. We may even bring out the Wii, the GameCube, again. I'll just see. We might do some games on PC. But YouTube VOD, thank you guys for being here. This is the end of part 1. This is day 1 of this week. This is the Tuesday VOD. Stay tuned. Go ahead and pause here, stretch, get a drink, get a snack if you want to continue on for part 2. If you're doing art, I hope your art's going well.